like to call to order the Monday, September the 9th, 2024, Oxford Township Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. If everyone will please stand, pay your respects to the flag. Please note the roll.
Butler.
Here.
Bailey.
Here.
Walters.
Here.
Payne. Here. Maglia. Magley.
First time here. Let's do it later. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Second. Seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And item 5, approval of our regular meeting from July the 8th, 2024. I'll entertain a motion for that. Second. Motion and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Moving on to item 6, which is for any public comment for items not on the agenda. Seeing none, we'll close that and move on to item 7A. ZBA case 24003. Property is located at 643 South Lapeer Road, parcel 0426 303 012. The applicant is applying for certain variances to be eligible to install a commercial sign and an automated car wash business. The applicant is seeking variances from section 85A.00 of the Oxford Township ordinance as follows. 1. A variance to allow a freestanding sign setback from the right-of-way to be a minimum of 9 feet where 15 feet is required. Number 2, a variance to allow a freestanding sign side setback of 5.5 feet instead of the required 15 feet. So our process here, I will announce the item which I just did. I will direct the applicant to come forward. The members of our board will then ask questions. We'll open the public comment. We'll close the public comment. Board members will ask questions, if any. The applicant will be given an opportunity to respond. Board members will then deliberate on the request. There'll be a motion, and there'll be a vote. So, please come out and name and address for the record.
Name Joe and Karen Clash. Good evening to you. 643 South Lapeer Road at Kel's Auto Wash there. So, and I think you guys the new dimensions of the sign, lower and the setbacks. So we looked at it, and Corey was able to stop by one day and look at it. So I can show him more. If you guys agree with it, I'm good with it like that.
So, as we recall, this was on our agenda last month, on July the 8th. There were 3 variances being requested. One was for the height of the sign, that's obviously not on the table anymore. So the sign is fully compliant with our height.
Yeah, the height, yes, there was a big thing, so.
Board members have any questions? I believe you asked the question about potentially, could you remove some of the pavement and push the sign to get more compliant with the 15 feet?
It's over 8 inches thick. To cut it, to move it, to go around there, it would be more than a sign.
So you have to just cut the edge of the pavement, wouldn't you? And just remove it? It's not with a dual line. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah. The curve itself is like 12 inches thick to cut through that. And the way it's set back and the bushes are there, it just wouldn't move it with the money, and then the price of the sign, you wouldn't be able to see the sign, it would be behind the bushes, and then the price to cut the counter, it wouldn't be feasible for us to.
Are there any easements in that area where that sign would be located? Are you aware of any easements?
I think so. Easements, nothing in particular, no.
I believe if my recollection is correct, last time we were here, you didn't initially develop this, right? You purchased this?
I purchased it, I was the second.
So you didn't do any renovations, modify the driveways, it is what it is today, or not?
Yeah, I haven't asked for, I've been there 17 years, I've asked for
violations?
None that come to mind, no.
Okay.
Were you involved with the original design of the layout of that?
No.
Probably not.
No,
So,
no. I'm friends with but yeah, I wasn't, no.
yeah, because, I mean, the way it's designed now, and I think that's what we're trying to get reminded of here tonight, is you have an existing sign there already, and the driveway actually goes in front of that sign, right?
The traffic was in front of it. Yeah, it wasn't the city, I guess it was MDOT. It was supposed to have a separate entrance next to it, and that way we would have we would have that grass to put it there. But the way the MDOT made them do that driveway, and that was not the last minute thing from what I heard, I wasn't the initial developer. But like, in the village where the new car wash is, they let them build right by the sidewalk. I don't even think it's 3 feet away from the sidewalk, and it was just visible, so. And I just put a temporary, just like a movable wind master sign. You guys might have seen it, and all the customers love it. It's easier to see as you approach, especially the police officers. They love it, We still watch the village police cars and all the Oakland County Sheriff's cars in Lake Orion and in Oxford,
Do you have any recollection of why they made that drive the way they did? I mean, it seems like it's pretty unique to me.
It's really unique. I mean, they're really in Bobby next door. We've appealed to them, had meetings with them, and they just don't want to give it really exactly what their thinking was on that. For the exit, it worked pretty good on the exit, but for the entrance, it really screwed us up.
And there's this thing called access management.
Okay.
That's the word. They don't want giving drives. I'm painfully aware of that.
Yeah, that's why that sign, because you're right. If that were, it wouldn't be a problem. We'd be able to put it up further in where that is right there. But, like I said, the Windmaster frame, all the customers love it. Our sales were up since I put that there, so the sign's going to help us not only financially and economically, but it definitely will help us.
Any other questions?
This is an illuminated double sign.
Double-sided illuminated, yeah. I could take away the illumination because really once it gets dark, nobody watches there.
Any other questions? Thank you. At this time, I will open the public comment. The audience wishes to speak on this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I will close the public. Move on to our findings of fact. Pursuant to section 17.8C, in reviewing the request for a variance, the following standards for determining practical difficulty shall be considered, with no single factor being determinative. Number 1, strict compliance with governing area, setback, frontage, height, bulk, density, and other non-use matters will unreasonably prevent the owner from using the property for permitted purpose or render the ordinance conforming unnecessarily burdensome. Ordinance applies, doesn't apply? Well, I mean, it has an existing sign. Unfortunately, the way the configuration of the ingress and egress is unique. You don't only find that in too many areas in the township. I think it does apply.
I think it applies. Yeah, I believe it applies.
Moving on, item number 2, the variance will do substantial justice to the applicant as well as to other property owners. I think it does apply. I do.
I would agree with that, and I would even say, as far as the other property owners, yes, because I do know the sign just past that it's a non-conforming sign.
Yeah.
And if he did put that high one, you wouldn't see their sign. So by lowering this back down,
Eventually, they're going to have to substantial relief to the applicant and will not be more consistent to justice to other property owners. We've obviously gone in and revised his request, and the sign height has been reduced. So I think there's a lesser variance there. Board members?
Yeah.
And number 4, the need for the variance is due to unique circumstances to cure the property not generally applicable in the area or to other properties in the same zone. Yeah, I believe it applies. I mean, with ingress and egress the way it is, I'm sure with access management dictated by MDOT, he didn't develop the site. It's not, he has the opportunity. He could potentially make it more conforming, but obviously there's a financial part of it, but that's not really the overriding. I think the circumstance related to what MDOT did and how the drive approach works. I think that's the overriding here. And number 5, the problem resulting need for the variance has not been self-created by the applicant or the applicant's predecessors. I'm not necessarily sure that the trees are the issue. Those trees are the way the ordinance works with the trees, and the height of the trees, and the style of trees, and the height of the sign. I mean, when you have the other sign and the trees, I think you have more of an issue. This being lower, I think you'll see them much better. Okay. With that, entertain a motion. There is one to be offered.
I'll make a motion. In the case of 24 ZBA 003, subject property is located at 643 South Lapeer, Oxford, Michigan, parcel 0426303 012, Cal's Auto Wash. Move to approve the setback for the proposed sign to be 9 feet from the road right away, and 5.5 feet from the lot line as opposed to the 15 feet in our ordinance.
South property?
Be the south property.
Yeah, for specificity. Motion approved.
Yeah, and it just in accordance with the findings of facts and presented to us tonight in the packet. Yeah.
A second? Okay. Any discussion on it? Good? Yeah, you're good on your end? Okay. Call roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Your variance has been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Item 7B. 8A, excuse me. Sorry. Case 24 ZBA 0004, Thomas William applicant. The property is located at 735 Indian Lake Road, Oxford, Michigan 48371. Parcel number 04 36 300 047. The applicant is seeking variance from section 6.2D of the zoning ordinance to construct a second accessory structure on the property. The applicant is seeking a variance from zoning ordinance section 6.2D to allow a maximum accessory height in an R3 district to be 17 feet, 7 inches, instead of a maximum height of 15 feet. Been here. We are. Please come up and give your name and address for the record and tell us what you're requesting.
My name is William Thomas, the architect of the project. This is Mike Hoff, the owner. I'll start off and describe it, and I'll let Mike kind of go through the project in detail and how he plans on using it. But it's a R3 lot. It's a large R3 lot when you could look at the overall zoning for the community. 7.7 acres.
I did not.
I've been by there, yes.
Yeah, so, it's a long driveway, and big parcel, so you come off the driveway from Indian River Road, come up here, this is an open pasture currently, this is an image of the pasture here, so the house is right on the drive, right at the top, again, heavy tree line, facing the neighbors, the current residence is very straight across that driveway, that's the maple trees. For reference, that's that full house reference in there, and whatnot, the precedent for it, but it's about 22 feet tall from the ridge down to the side, about 16 and a half to the midpoint down the full end. With existing non-conforming structure on the property already. That full house is located directly adjacent to the primary structure. The structure itself, as discussed in there, is slightly taller, but it's done in such a way that you can keep in with major aspects of the current residence. Steeper pitch roof, I'd like to have that light the current pitch of the primary house, so it's appropriate to the site. As you go below the top, I know it's not part of the variance, but it's brings light in that center part of the barn. The function of it, the drawings, like a big golfer. There's a large golf simulator in that back section of it. There's a kind of a bar area and entertainment area where his family can be in there when they play in the golf simulator. But also he and his wife do work out of the house. There's a full gym in that barn as well, and yoga studio and chair upstairs. So that's kind of the main function of it. It's accessory to the primary use of the home, but the home isn't big enough to have a golf simulator or a workout gym or anything like that in there. So we're creating a second structure versus adding on to the current house. It's more kind of the way of approaching it. As character to the property, being such a large farm-esque property, having kind of farm construction on the property that matches the character of the current house fits and allows it to just blend in, create the function that Mike's looking for. And height is, as we developed it, got a little bit taller than the ordinance allowed. That's how we got here. Mike talked about it. His own.
Again, Mike,
Yeah, I mean, I pick it up. Yeah, thanks, Bill. I mean, there's not really much to add, I think, and Bill did a nice job, but I think effectively it just gives a space where my family and I can go out and do something. Like, I'm a big golfer in the winter times around here too long, so being able to go like out and enjoy, a space where I can play some golf and create some, memories with my family and things, are important to me and my family. So, that's really the purpose of it. And as Bill said, kind of got, into the drawings and things, and then realized, once we got far enough down the path that it might be a little bit too tall, so here we are.
What's the square footage of that building?
45, 64, so 24, 2,600 square feet.
Do you know the pool structure was built?
I believe it's 2005, I believe. It's either 03 or 05.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions of the applicant?
No, sir. We bought the house about 2 years, almost exactly 2 years ago now. Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And you say it's non-conforming, were the permits and things pulled on that, or?
I believe so. I mean, they went through and they built it. They had an architect that, I have all the drawings, and it's pretty well documented and things, so I would assume so, but, is there a way to historically look at that? I don't know.
So there was a permit built? Okay, thank you.
From prior owner.
Thank you.
Once you realized the height issue, did you look at any sort of variation?
We looked at possibly putting the yoga studio down, pulling it lower, but just makes the structure that much larger by doing that. Basically lower, decreasing the height, increases the footprint to get the uses that we're trying to get out of the structure. We lose the ceiling height in the second floor, essentially, to pull it off. So
that's what's driving the height of the...
At this point, it is the second floor, yeah. It's a half story, I wouldn't even call it a second floor, but...
Because I looked at the floor plans for the studios.
Yep.
And then you have an open ceiling on the inside, right?
Yeah,
increase the, you increase the footprint to 1 story. Are you saying the roof line's gonna be the same?
Roof line would be lower, we would reduce the pitch down.
Okay, so you could conform then, right?
Hypothetically, we could, yes, it just increases the footprint, which
Right now it's a 12 pitch.
exactly, so, I mean, we, by reducing the pitch also doesn't tie as well as running the property, all 12 pitch right now, it's done in Tudor style, for steeper pitch roofs, and we're trying to potentially try to match it in, which maybe this is an 8 as steep as they get without being obnoxiously tall. But again, character and being important kind of tie within the property, so this is one not versus a lesser built structure.
Did you say the pool house is a 1-story
It is.
structure?
It's a single story. There's nothing upstairs now.
No.
It's just got a really steep high roof on it. You got a 12 pitch, matches the main character of the home.
Got an 8-foot ceiling there too?
Down here, that's almost 10.
Yeah.
The bottom. That's for the height is great of that structure. The lowest, it's not as big, it's only about 20 feet square, but because of the pitch of the roof and then the height off grade, it's about 16 feet to that midpoint.
Is the yoga studio intended, is that just personal use thing, or is that, business teaching
Oh,
area?
yeah. This is all personal use. We actually signed a legal affidavit stating such. It's just for them. That way, I think it was in the application there, but in case there's any question for future ownership of the property or the city has any questions with Mike's actually utilizing it for, we have it legally bound that it's just what it is. It's to go out, work out, play golf, spend time with his family in a larger space that they currently don't have in the main house. So it's
Any other questions? Thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Do you want to do these up here?
Yeah, if you would, that'd be great. Thank you.
No problem.
At this time, I'd like to open up the public hearing at 7:24. For anyone in the public wanting to speak? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at 7:24 and bring it back to this board. Our findings, pursuant to 17.8 C, the standards for reviewing a request for a variance, the following standards for determining practical difficulty shall be considered with no single factor determinative. Strict compliance with the building area setback, frontage, height, bulk, density, other matters will unreasonably prevent the owner from using the property for a permitted purpose or render the ordinance conformity unnecessarily burdensome. Sure applies.
It does not apply.
And it doesn't prevent them from doing something, right? The variance will do substantial justice to the applicant as well as other property owners.
I think it applies to the applicant, as far as the other property owners.
Well, the only thing you think of that is, the fact that it is somewhat hidden
Yeah.
from them. I mean, it's really the only benefit to them for that.
And I don't know how visible this is, but maybe for the other property owners, the way it's made, or in the drawings, it would match the rest of the house versus lower pitch or something that looks oddball on the property that doesn't match. So that might be better for the property owner, other property owners when they go to sell.
I think the zoning regulations would treat the applicant fairly. I mean, if they are able to conform to the requirements, I haven't heard that it's unfairly justified at this point, so.
Number 3, unless your variance and requested will not give substantial relief to the applicant and will not be more consistent with justice to other property owners. lesser variance would be a lesser height.
Right.
Right? A lesser variance would be a lesser height. Because right now the request is for 2.7 feet. Any comments? Number 4, the need for the variance is due to unique circumstances peculiar to the property not generally applicable in the area or to other properties in the same zoning district.
The only unique thing is the style of the other buildings.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no
I don't think
topographical challenges, site configuration
there's no
challenges.
specific reason why it is.
Anyone, any thoughts?
No.
Why doesn't try?
No, I don't think so.
Need a pass? Moving on. The problem the resulting need for the variance has not been self-created by the applicant or the applicant's predecessors. It is not self-created.
It has been self-created.
And it doesn't apply.
I don't think that one applies.
I would agree, I don't think it applies either. All right. Moving on. There is a motion to be offered. We'll accept one now.
In the case of 24, case 24 ZBA 004, the property is located at 735 Indian Lake Road, Oxford, Michigan, parcel number 0436300047. I move to deny the variance.
There's a motion, any support? Motion and supported. Any comments? The challenge here is obviously the uniqueness and the lack of uniqueness of the property. That's, to me. Other comments? We'll call the motion. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Your motion has been, your variance has been denied.
Thank you, board.
Thank you. Moving on to board member comments. Any comments? We have meetings, potential meetings coming up? You think? Yeah?
CBA meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, I know you do.
One in October.
Oh. You can't get out of here.
I was going to pick farewell to everyone.
Another one.
One last one.
Leslie's last stand. That's right. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.